It's Friday. Good morning, everybody. Meteorologist Johnny Lively here to do our Friday and weekend show sponsored by HB Neal Construction. We look over here towards radar, sponsored by Dana Simmons Real Estate Team. We can't find anything at all. It is awfully quiet here on radar. Even the satellite and radar, you put it together, nothing going on in the state of Texas and Louisiana, and not much going offshore as well too. And the reason for that is all of this dry air that is still in our area into the mid to upper levels. This is thanks to our sponsor of Switch Electric. We can show you that this dry air goes all the way down into the Gulf. So if we're expecting any type of rain either today or the next 3 to 4 or 5 days, it's going to be very small coverage. We're talking less than 10% coverage. So it's going to be very hard to come by any rain this time of year with this type of pattern. Temperatures across the United States really range from the 50s and the 60s. The further south you go, you can start finding some 70s and 80s, but really you can see that overall it is actually pretty cool for this time of year. If you zoom into southeast Texas, not a bad start here locally. Silsbee at 71 degrees, Lake Charles at 73, Jennings at 70, down towards the coast. They're into the mid to upper 70s. Galveston a little bit warmer at 80 degrees, Houston at 76, and Huntsville at 71 degrees. Construction and outdoor today, very similar to what we've been dealing with. All of this dry air giving us clear skies through a majority of the day. We start having some clouds later on this afternoon into the evening time hours, but no rain is really expected. If we have any rain, it's going to be a very isolated shower. So I would say that it is a green light for any outdoor activities or any construction going on today. This also brings us to Friday Night Football, sponsored by Silsbee Fleet Group. We are super excited to bring this. This is week 3 of Friday Night Football. 10% coverage is possible. Again, one lonely shower can be possible. Really don't even want to include that 10%, but this is looking like some really nice Friday night football. Temperatures will start out into the low to mid 80s, and then we will eventually start getting into the upper 70s as we get into the fourth quarter. But really good forecast for Friday night football. So good luck to everybody. Have some safe travels going to the game. If we look to our upper level flow, you can see we still have the flow coming out of the north. That is bringing in this dry air, but also notice that we have this high pressure ridge that's going to be over the state of Texas, not only today through the weekend, and even as we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week, notice that high pressure ridge is still pretty much over our area. So again, it's going to be hard to come by any really good rainfall totals in our area the next 5 to 7 days. This is typically our wettest month. Not happening this year because of all this dry air that we have. And you can see this. Look at all this dry air. Not only is it in Texas, but a good portion of Florida also has this dry air as well too. Now you can see a little bit of green that comes into our region. This is just enough of a window of opportunity of some moisture to give us, you could almost say every single day 5% coverage, if not 10% coverage can be possible. But majority of the people, you're not going to get anything. It's going to be hot. It's going to be dry. Look how far that dry air goes into the Gulf. That's going to keep the tropics really at bay. We haven't had a single hurricane in the Gulf this year. With that type of pattern, you also have strong wind shear and that much dry air. Tropics are going to continue to keep sleeping in the Gulf the next 7 to 10 days with that type of forecast. Here's our futurecast for today, sponsored by Modern Concrete. We start seeing some of the clouds later on this afternoon. Again, we have a little bit of moisture that comes in. That can give us at least 5 to 10% coverage, but I don't see this messing up anything at all. As we start getting into Saturday, notice another round of moisture wants to come in, possibly giving us 10% coverage, but overall Saturday looks hot, dry, not going to be a big issue. And then Sunday, we have some showers offshore, do have some showers possible along the coast, but again, coverage less than 10%, not going to be a big issue at all. Really, the big thing is little to no rain is expected the next 5 to 7 days. Here's our high temperatures today. Good portion of the region should be in the low to mid 90s. Areas further to the north like Huntsville, Woodville, you get closer to those areas like the Lakes region. You get further away from the Gulf, your temperatures possibly could get anywhere from 95, 96 up to 97 degrees. So really mid 90s is where we are at. Some areas could get a little bit or slightly warmer than that. Overnight lows, unfortunately, we're not seeing the 50s and low 60s anymore. Look towards the north. They're going to be into the upper 60s, low 70s. The I-10 corridor like Beaumont to Lake Charles will be into the low 70s. A little warmer in Houston at 75. Down towards the coast will be into the upper 70s. Galveston at the 82-degree mark. Watching the tropics, we have one area that we'll be watching. This is just now rolling off the coast of Africa. This has a 40% chance of development. Really, sometime next week could be a tropical depression. But you can see on satellite imagery, look at Africa. There's that showers and thunderstorms that it's really kind of putting on. Just now rolling off, getting into the tropical Atlantic. We'll continue watching this go westward. But it will be dealing with a good amount of dry air. So I don't see anything really in the short term really taking off. This is going to have a hard time because of all that dry air. And as it continues moving westward, it will deal a little bit with dry air. But one of the biggest things we want to see here is watch that it slowly tries to get its act together early next week. By middle of next week, this possibly could be a tropical depression. But notice that it's wanting to go out to sea. Models have continued to show that this is going to be slow development, possibly not even develop at all. Regardless of what it does, it will probably just curve away going out to sea, not being a big issue at all. So, really, not much of a concern right here. We'll keep our eyes on it, but doesn't look like much of a concern at all. Here's our 7 day forecast. Rain, really not much of a concern at all. 10% or less of coverage, really, the next couple of days. Temperatures do get into the mid 90s today. Really, we start seeing those temperatures hanging around to the low 90s. In the lows, we'll have the upper 70s, upper 60s to low 70s, but really overall, a really dry forecast for southeast Texas. Same song and dance for southwest Louisiana as well, too. Mostly dry the next 5 to 7 days. Plenty of sunshine really in the forecast. Temperatures will start off into the mid 90s today, and then we start hanging around into the low to mid 90s the next 5 to 7 days. So enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. If you're going out to some high school football tonight, weather looks great. Thanks for tuning in to Gulf Coast Weather Solutions, and I will see you again tomorrow morning.